Hello students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss the second part of paper 23 of O-level accounts 7707 November paper. Uh, Yesterday we did 2 questions. Today inshallah we'll complete this question. Okay. Now see. I made a mistake. Okay. Now this is the paper question number 3 we have to do today. Haziq has not maintained full accounting records for his business. Okay. Haziq provided the following information for the year ended 31st July 2020. On 1st August 2019, these were the assets, and 31st July, these are the assets and liabilities. Okay. Now bank account summary is given. Gross margin was 40%. Okay. All sales were for cash and all cash received were back. Okay. So it means this is your total sales. Okay. This one is your total sales. Okay. Now, what we have required, income statement. Okay, income statement, no problem. Okay, so sales will report over here. That was $166,000. Done. Okay. Now, this is question number 3. Now see, this is sales. Okay, done. Now, next is cost of sales. Our heading, cost of sales. Done. This is our heading. Okay. Now, cost of sales starts with opening inventory. Opening inventory. It is given in the question. Opening inventory 8,400. Okay, 8,400. Okay. Now purchases. Purchases. We have to calculate the total purchases. So how would we calculate total purchases? Total purchases would be calculated by payment to suppliers. Payment to suppliers is how much? 96,220 given in the cash book. Okay. Now add accounts payable or trade payable ending. Trade payable ending is given 7,460. 7,460 minus accounts payable opening. The trade payable opening 6,280. 6,280 done. Okay, and we'll get the correct amount of purchases over here. So it would be 96,220 plus 7,460 minus 6,280. 97,400. 97,400 is the amount of purchases. Now what we need? We need closing inventory. Okay. Now closing inventory. Closing inventory is not given in the question. So what to do? What to do? Problem? We can survive it without closing inventory. Okay. Do you know that we don't need cost of sales to compute the, we don't need to compute cost of sale like this. We can compute it directly also. How? See, according to the question, the gross profit margin was 60%. It means the cost is 40% is gross margin. It means Sales, in sales, 40% is our profit, gross profit, 60% is the cost. So 166,000 multiplied by 60%. So the cost should be 99,600. 99,600 is the cost. We don't need to calculate like this. Even then we'll calculate like this. And okay. Now we can easily calculate gross profit. 166,000 minus 99,600, 66,400. 66,400. Now, how to compute closing inventory? What we do, if we deduct 99,600 is cost of sales minus opening inventory 8,400 minus 97,400. So the closing inventory amount would be 6,002. So we have calculated closing inventory as well. Getting my point? So this is your cost of sales and this is your gross profit. Done? Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to put another heading, expenses. Now expenses, first expense is rent 2640. Okay. Now rent is 2,640. Okay, but is there any adjustment? Rent is prepaid at the start of the year. Prepaid at start is going to add by 240 and we will get the exact amount of 2640 plus 240, that is 2,880, the rent expense for the year. 880. Done. Okay. Second expense, wages. Okay. Wages amount is how much? 41,400 wages. Okay, wages accrued at the end of the year. Accrued wages at the end of the year is going to be added now. Okay, how much it is? 610. So 41,400 plus 610, 42,010 is your wages expense. 42,010. Done. Okay. Third expense, general expenses. I think there is no adjustment for general expenses. General expenses is how much? 10,890. There is no adjustments, no prepaids, nothing. 10,890 is your general expense. Okay. Anything else? No. Only loan interest expense is there, but interest expense will deduct at the end after profit from calculation. Profit from operation, we will calculate the interest. Okay. Now see, non-current asset is given on book values. At the start of the year, the book value is 35,580. At the end of the year, 32,450. It means 3,130 is depreciation. Depreciation, and that was 35,580 minus 32,450, and we'll get depreciation how much? 3,130. That's all from the expenses. Okay, we put a line over here, so we'll get total expenses here. Total expenses is how much? 2,880 plus 42,010 plus 10,890 plus 3,130, 58,910. How much? 58,910. This is our total expenses. Should be in the bracket. It's a negative figure. Now, because we have to deduct. So out of gross profit, that is the 66,400 minus 58,910. The answer is 7,490. This is profit from operations. This is called profit from operations. Done? Okay, less interest. How to calculate interest? Bank loan interest is given, that is 300. So we'll deduct 300 here and we'll get the profit 7,190. Done? So now we are finished. We are finished with this question and we earned 15 marks, mashallah. Okay. So move. Advise Haziq whether or not he should maintain a double entry bookkeeping system for the justify answer with 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. Now, you know, double entry system makes your accounting records easy to follow, easy to understand. You don't need to search for so many things in the data. You will be having a complete data of accounting. Okay, and accuracy will be there. But double entry system, maintaining double entry system is complex, it is costly. Okay, small businesses cannot maintain double accounting on double entry system. Okay. Now question number 4, what we have to do? Correct value of inventory we have to calculate. Okay. So see what's happening. The directors of DW Limited provided the following information at 30th September 2020. 6% debentures, bank overdraft, dividend paid, general reserves, inventory, 1st October 2019. Inventory ending, okay. Issued share capital at start, okay. Non-current asset at end, cost and provision, okay. Other payables, other receivables, provision for doubtful debts, retained earnings, trade payables, trade receivables. A draft income statement for the year ended 30th September 2020 was prepared, showing a profit of 84,900. Okay. The following errors were later discovered. Inventory 26,300 included items valued at cost 5,200 that needed repair. After repair costing 600, the item could be sold for 5,000. So the NRV is 4,400. Operating expense to insurance of 400 that was prepared at 30th September 2020. The provision for doubtful debt should have been adjusted to show that equal 5% reduction. The directors decided to transfer 5,000 general reserve. There was no change to issued share capital during the year 30th September 2020. Calculate the correct value of inventory at the start of the year. No, 30th at the end of the year, sorry. 30th September. Now, what we have to do now, value of closing inventory is given. How much it is? Value of closing inventory. It is given $26,300. Okay, bye. As you say. Now, included. This is the word. What is the word? Included. So it means first we have to deduct the cost 5,200 because it's the damaged goods. So less cost of damaged goods. Cost of damaged goods is how much? 5,200. So we have to deduct. I'm keeping it in bracket. Okay. Now add NRV. and NRV of damaged goods. I told you the NRV of damaged goods is 4,400. Then we'll get the correct amount of inventory. This is according to IS2. Okay. So 26,300 minus 5,200, 26,300 minus 5,200 plus 4,400, and inventory is 25,000. Corrected value of closing inventory is how much? 25,000. Done. So, mashallah, I have secured 2 marks. Let's move to the next part. Calculate the revised profit for the year 30th September 2020 after adjusting for errors 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, what is the draft profit? Draft income, draft profit, draft profit, how much? $84,900. Done. Now, first error. The loss on inventory is how much? 5,200 minus 4,400, it is 800. So, we have to deduct less loss on closing inventory. It's 800. Done? Okay. Second, prepaid insurance, 400. Prepaid insurance will increase the profit. So we'll write add prepaid insurance, that is 400. Provision for doubtful debts have been adjusted. Provision for doubtful debts. Trade receivable is 14,500. Trade receivable is 14,500. Multiply by 5%. So 725. But your present provision is 625. So you have to increase provision by 100. So provision would decrease less. Increase in provision for doubtful debts. That is one. It should also be in bracket. And done. So the corrected net profit would be how much? 84,900 minus 800 plus 400 minus 100. The answer is 84,400. Answer is 84,800 revised or corrected net profit. Okay. Then, so Sadafar and 4 marks. What is this? Oh, we have to prepare a statement of changes in equity for the year 30th September 2020. Now see, on 1st October 2019, issued share capital was 200,000. Done. General reserve 6,500. 6,500. Okay. Retained earnings 73,000. 73,475. 73,475. Total, how much? 200,000 plus 6,500 plus 73,475. 279,975. 279,975. Okay. Share capital was not changed during the year. Okay. Now profit. Profit was should be added into that was 84,800. 84,400 profit that is going to be added into 1,000. Okay. Now general reserves. Transfer to general reserve is 5,000. So what we do, 5,000 is increased here and 500,000 is going to decrease from here. So there will be no effect. We'll write dash 0 dash. Dash 0. No change. Okay. Then we have dividend paid. Yes, dividend paid 2,000. Dividend. So that is going to be reduced from your return. And obviously, it's going to be reduced from the total as well. See, share capital is same, 200,000. Reserves will become 11,500 and retained earnings would become how much? 73,475 plus 84,400 minus 5,000 minus 2,000, 150,875. 150,875. So plus 11,500 plus 362,375. Horizontal total on 31st September is 362,375. Let's see the vertical totals column. This is 279,975 plus 84,400 minus 2,000. Answer is 362,375. Yes, done. 362,375. So we got 5 out of 5 in this question. Okay. Move. What we have to prepare over here? Balance sheet. Okay. Now balance sheet. First heading, non-current assets. So your non-current asset is 462,000. Cost. $462,000 less accumulated depreciation. How much? This is 106,000. 106,000. So you get over here. How much? 462 minus 106. 462 minus 106. Answer is 356. 356. 356,000. 356,000. So your total non-current asset, because there is no other non-current asset, so 356,000 is actually your total non-current asset. Okay. Now come to heading current assets. Okay, current assets is the heading. The first current asset should be inventory. Inventory. How much is the amount of inventory? Inventory is a correct amount of inventory was we calculated, no? Okay, we calculated correct amount of inventory. 25,500. Yes. Inventory 25,000. 25,000. 25,500. Now, after inventory, we have to take trade receivables. Trade receivables is how much? Trade receivable is 14,500. 14,500, but we have to reduce or deduct provision for doubtful debts. And we calculated it 750. 750. Sorry, 725. That was calculated 725. Okay. So your net debtors or net trade receivable is how much? 14,500 minus 725. It is 13,770. 13,770. Okay. Now, other assets, बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट, जनरल रिजर्व, इन्वेंट्री हो गया, शेयर कैपिटल, अदर रिसीवेबल्स, other receivables 1,600, other receivables, that is 1,600 plus prepaid of 400, we rectified in profit, so that would be 2,000. Then what about the bank position? Bank is overdraft. Okay, so this is the end of current assets. 25,500 plus 13,775 plus 2,000. 41,275. 41,275 is your total current assets. Total current assets. Okay. Now here we will get total assets. 41,275 plus 356,000, 397,275. 397,275 is your total this is your total assets. Total assets, TA. Okay. Now, liabilities heading. Liabilities. Now, in liabilities, we will take current liabilities first. Current liabilities. Now, current liabilities, we have trade payables, 8250. Okay. Trade payables, 8250. Okay. Then bank overdraft. Bank overdraft, OD is how much? 6,450. Okay. Now, what about other payables? 2,200. Other payables is accrues. Other payables. How much? 2,000. And we'll get total current liabilities over here. That is 8250 plus 6450 plus 2200. 16,900 is total current liabilities. Okay, this is your total current liabilities. Now, come to long-term liabilities. Long-term liabilities, I think we have only one long-term liability, is 6% debentures. Yeah? 18,000. Now, 6% debentures. And these debentures are, so the total liabilities, short-term and long-term, the current and long-term, will report here as total current liabilities. Okay. Total liabilities. Sorry. Total liabilities. 16,900 is your current liabilities. 18,000 is your long-term liability. 34,900 is your total liability. 34,900 is your total liabilities. Now, okay. Now, what is left? Shareholders' equity. Now, shareholders' equity. Shareholders' equity we have calculated in our statement. Where is the statement? 362,375. Oh, simple. 362,375. Now, total equities means total liabilities plus total shareholder equity would be total equities. We can write it total equities. Total equities we have that should be equal to total assets. So we would be able to get 9 lakhs. Now 34,900 plus 362,375. Answer is 3,97275. Yes, it's equal. 3,972. Oh, so Zafar got full marks, mashallah. 9 out of 9. Okay. Move. Question number 5. Nazim owns a wholesale business and has prepared draft financial statement for the year ended 30th June 2020, his first year of trading. Other which these financial some errors were discovered. Complete the table to indicate the effect of each error on the profit for the year on working capital. 30th June 2020, we write understate or overstate or no effect. The first has been completed as an example. Okay. Repairs to office equipment had been entered in office mode. Profit would be, oh yes, expense is reduced, asset is increased. Now, no effect on working capital because this error is not going to affect current asset or current liability. No adjustment had been made for insurance prepaid. So your profit is going to be understated. Understated. Getting my point clear? Your profit is going to be understated. And what about your working capital? Yes, your one of your current asset is not there, so your working capital is also understated. An irrecoverable debt had not been written off. Your profit is overstated because you forgot one expense, overstated. So your profit is overstated and your current assets are also overstated because your trade receivables are overstated. No record had been made of additional capital introduced in the cash. So effect on profit, there will be no effect on profit because this is something totally related to no effect on capital. But working capital, yes, your non-current asset is current asset are overstated. Understood. Closing inventory had been overstated. Oh, when closing inventory have to reduce the your profit is overstated. Your profit is overstated, and yes, your working capital is overstated. I got it. After getting Nazim prepared the result with those of Brother Aziz, who has a similar business, what is happening? Current ratio, asset test ratio, return on capital employed. Okay. Current ratio. Two reasons for the difference in each ratio. What are the assets? Now, current ratio has two items, current asset and current liability. If Aziz has more current asset, his current ratio will increase. If it has less liabilities, his current ratio will increase. Okay. Now, asset test ratio is based on liquid assets, asset and Aziz asset test ratio is good. It means he has less amount of inventory, okay, and he has higher current ratio. Okay. Return on capital employed. Return on capital employed means it might be possible that the profit is reduced because Aziz has a control on expenses. He does not have a control on expenses. Okay. Or sales. Aziz is making too much sales, too much amount of sales. He is not making. Nazim discovered that this rate of inventory turnover in times was lower than Aziz. One reason for this difference. Okay. Low sales or low inventory turnover is just because of lower sales or higher inventory. It might be possible that Nazim has invested a lot in inventories. Okay, Nazim is concerned about the length of which time his credit customer to pay their accounts. He is currently operating a strict credit control policy requiring customer to pay within 30 days. Advise whether or not she should introduce strict credit control justify answer providing two advantages. Now, if he will make a very strict credit policy, then he will lose customers. The chances of bad debts written off would increase. On the other hand, if it might be possible that he would collect the money within time, or strict policy within 2 days can only work with discount and customer relationship. If he's offering discount and customer relationship good, then it would be. Oh, that's the end of paper. So that's all for today. Mashallah, we have done again in our cycle. We have completed O levels MCQs and O levels structured paper. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll start with A levels AS MCQs paper. Inshallah, take good care of yourself. Subscribe my channel if you have any queries and you want any question. You want me to solve any question for you? I'm ready. So keep watching. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Take care.